Hey, Charlie. So what we were working on at the end of our last lesson was called the 16th note grid. And how we do it is basically, not to confuse you looking at the whole thing, but the first thing we looked at was right here, where if you had, it's right, left, we always use alternating. I guess I should put that on there. We're always alternating our sticking, right, left, and this accent mark falls on the downbeat. So we always want to accent the right hand for the top figure. And the other three we call taps. So if it's not an accent, it's a tap. And you can see there's 4 variations of them. One here, this one, the accent falls on the E of the beat, which is a left hand. On the third version, the accent falls on the and of the beat, which is a right hand. And then the last one, the accent falls on the of the beat, which is a left hand. So if you're always alternating, then each of these accents will always fall on a particular hand. And we've seen these marks before. These tell us just to repeat a figure. It's a kind of a shorthand, you know, just like you would use in English class or anything, or a French class, a shorthand. Makes things easier. So this top line reads like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and the second line reads like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and the third line reads like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and the last line 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Okay, so the goal is to be able to play all 4 of these back to back without stopping. So the hands are always alternating 16th notes, right, left, the whole way through. Just depends on what line you're on as to what hand is going to actually do the accent. Excuse me. So follow along in your music, and I will play this for you. Nice and slow. This time, just follow along. If you feel like you can play with me, go ahead, but we'll do it again shortly. Nice and slow. 1 E and 2 E and ready and go E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and stop. Okay, so I did each figure 4 times, like one measure of music. So each figure is done 4 times. So there's 4 measures of music here with shorthand. Notice that with my voice, I'm really accenting with my voice as well. Because when we use our voice and we accent with it, it kind of tells our hands what to do. So if I'm playing 1 E and 2 E and so both my mind, my voice, and my hands are all working together. If I'm just going, it's easy to kind of get lost. So we want to always stay on track. So let's try it again. You play with me if you didn't already. Make sure you're following in your music. Make sure you're saying the note values out loud. You're speaking the rhythm. And that you're really accentuating the accents. And all the taps should be at a level 1. Really soft. The accents, level 4. Taps, level 1. Okay, here we go. Get set. 1 E and 2 E and ready and go E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and stop. And notice I stop on an accent because if I wanted to do the exercise, and actually there is more to this exercise, but if I kept going, the next one, the first one we do is an accent. So that's why there's an accent there. One more time, just for us, and then you can practice on your own. 1 E and 2 E and ready and go E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and stop. Now, when you're doing your accents, it doesn't have to be like this. You're not really trying to crush the drum. That's not the point. One, that'll hurt your arm and break a stick and possibly the drum. The thing that makes accents louder than taps is just that the stick falls from a higher level. So I'm not adding any extra force. There's no need for that. Okay, it might be common out of the gate in the beginning to add force to it, but try not to do that. Try and just let it fall from a higher place. And then eventually, that stuff comes later, okay? So, accents and taps, this is the 16th note grid. It's in your notes. Just stay very, make sure you're always counting and accentuating the accents. Okay? See you next week.